We have an update on UP lawmakers crossing party lines in Lansing. We'll also talk about spring road restrictions and where Detroit falls on the list of cities with the worst traffic.
And Ludwig will warn us of the end of this spring weather and when to break the boots and shovels back out. And Jacob Oji will join us with a sports update on NMU's Nordic ski teams.
I'm Todd Rose.
And I'm Charles Owsley. Welcome to Public Eye News. Yesterday, the Negaunee City Council and their city manager of 6 years, Jeff Thornton, agreed upon a mutual separation. An hour-and-a-half-long closed session of the council resulted in a 5-2 vote to separate from Thornton, citing that they want to move in a different direction. The former mayor of Negaunee alleged that some council members had personal issues with Thornton, but council members declined to comment. The council will meet soon to discuss an interim city manager while they begin the process of searching for a more permanent replacement. Around 11:38 a.m. today, a fisherman fell through the ice on his four-wheeler while checking ice conditions near Portage Point in Escanaba. The four-wheeler has yet to be recovered, but Escanaba Public Safety reports that the driver was able to pull himself out. No injuries have been reported. Warm weather conditions have led to the recent deterioration of ice surfaces. Escanaba Public Safety said that extreme caution should be used on the ice.
When it comes to politics, most people view things as party-based arguments centered either on the Democrat or Republican parties. However, 4 UP politicians are crossing party lines in an effort to work for the issues most important to the Upper Peninsula. Republicans Representative Bo Lefebvre and Senator Tom Casperson, alongside Democrats Representative John Kivela and Representative Scott Dianda, are all working together in an effort to help the Upper Peninsula. Democrat Dianda said, quote, "When you only have 4 people, you have to be real tough and stick together on issues that are important to the UP," end quote. Meanwhile, Republican Lefebvre said, quote, "A lot of times down in Lansing, it's usually not Republicans versus Democrats. It's usually rural versus urban," end quote. And the Michigan Department of Transportation, along with local agencies, will be enacting additional yearly spring weight restrictions effective Wednesday at 8 a.m. The restrictions are being expanded to encompass all of the state's trunk line highways in both the upper and lower peninsulas. Along with the MDOT regulations, county road commissions and city public works departments also put in weight restrictions that usually but not always coincide with the state regulations. For more information and updates about the restrictions, call 800-787-8960 or go to michigan.gov/truckers to find the information under the restrictions section.
Speaking of the roadways, the city of Detroit ranked 128th globally and 24th in the U.S. for having the worst traffic. The report done by INRIX ranked traffic congestion in more than 1,000 cities across the world and 240 in the United States. The report finds that Detroit drivers spent 33 hours on average in traffic in 2016, compared to the national average of 42 hours. Traffic congestion is also said to have cost each driver more than $1,000 a year and makes up 6% of all commute time for Detroit drivers. And researchers at the University of Michigan are attempting to find the most effective ways to convert urine into plant fertilizer. 3 weeks after the original launch of the pea cycling project, doctoral candidate Heather Goetsch estimated that she has about a gallon of finished project. A large part of the $3 million grant funding the project is focusing on introducing the product and educating the public on the benefits and risks. After the sample is collected, the urine is concentrated and purifying it of any microorganisms. The plan is for the fertilizer to be used on plants this spring at the Matai Botanical Gardens. And after a brief break, we'll be back with your national and international news. Stay tuned.
Spy in the Wild continues with a look at mischief and mayhem in the natural world. Youngsters are often up to no good, but even the most badly behaved animals must abide by some rules. Ingenious new spy creatures are on site to witness these devious deeds and lessons learned, all from a whole new perspective.
Wednesday at 8 after PBS NewsHour on Public TV 13.
And welcome back. Yahoo is suffering a $350 million hit in its sale to Verizon, originally placed at $4.8 billion. This comes in relation to a security breach Yahoo suffered, allowing the personal information of more than 1 billion Yahoo user accounts to be exposed. The change in the sale price has placed investors at ease after worries that Verizon would either demand a $1 billion price cut or, worse, cancel the deal entirely. Yahoo disclosed 2 separate attacks from 2013 and 2014 in the latter months of 2016, both of which represent the biggest security breaches in internet history. And President Trump is living up to his campaign promise to get tough along the U.S.-Mexico border. Craig Boswell is at the White House with more details on the immigration guidelines announced Tuesday morning.
President Trump toured the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History and Culture and gave remarks about African American accomplishments.
I'm deeply proud that we now have a museum that honors the millions of African American men and women who built our national heritage.
He also denounced recent threats against several Jewish community centers around the country.
A very sad reminder of the work that still must be done to root out hate and prejudice and evil.
At the same time, the Department of Homeland Security unveiled sweeping new guidelines that could lead to more deportations and detentions of undocumented immigrants. Those guidelines include the immediate return of Mexican immigrants apprehended at the border, hiring 15,000 more agents to carry out immigration enforcement for ICE and the Border Patrol. Parents can be prosecuted for paying smugglers to bring their children across the border. President Obama's DACA program, which allows people brought to the U.S. as children to obtain work visas, will remain. The new DHS guidelines include a directive to shift money to begin the immediate design and construction of a wall along the Mexican border, something President Trump insists Mexico will pay for. Mexico says it will not pay for the wall, and President Enrique Peña Nieto will get a chance to reiterate that point tomorrow when he meets with Secretary of State Rex Tillerson and Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
An autopsy was ordered today for Russia's ambassador to the United Nations, who died Monday after falling ill in his office. Vitaly Churkin has been representing Russia at the UN since 2006. He was the longest-serving ambassador on the Security Council. The Security Council held a moment of silence in memory of him, and many diplomatic colleagues and Russian leaders paid tribute to Churkin. He is said to have had both a deep knowledge of diplomacy and a large, colorful personality. And 4 American tourists on a dream vacation were killed overnight when their small plane slammed into an Australian shopping center. The pilot, who was Australian, was also killed. The group was vacationing along the country's southern coast. Vladimir Duthiers has the latest from New York.
Dashcam video shows the moment a private plane rapidly descended on an Australian shopping mall Tuesday morning. Another angle appears to show the impact. Moments later, a smoldering wreck was all that remained. Cell phone video from a nearby highway captured dark smoke billowing from the scene as firefighters rushed to put out the flames.
There was 5 people on the aeroplane, and so at this stage here, it looks like nobody survived the crash.
An Australian pilot and 4 Americans were on board. Greg Reynolds DeHaven was one of them. His sister remembered him on Facebook. "My handsome, athletic big brother was killed today," she wrote, while on his once-in-a-lifetime trip to Australia.
There's significant structural integrity issues in regard to the building, and so we'll have to get some engineers to look at that.
The small aircraft took off from Melbourne's second-largest airport in Essendon Tuesday morning. Police say it suffered catastrophic engine failure moments before it crashed into the mall.
I just saw a plane come across and was like wobbling like that, and then I heard the bang and I looked around. There was just flames and smoke everywhere.
The plane was bound for King Island near Tasmania off the southern coast of Australia. At least 2 of the men on board were reportedly planning to play golf on the island's famed courses. Vladimir Duthiers, CBS News, New York.
And stay tuned, because after this short break, we'll be back with your weather and sports.
From the origins of human civilization to the threshold of the modern world, I'll be going on a journey through 200,000 years of Africa's rich history. Great cities, breathtaking architecture, art of unparalleled beauty and technical brilliance. This is the untold story of how for thousands of years, Africans helped shape our modern world.
Monday at 9 after Antiques Roadshow on Public TV 13.
Hello and welcome back to Public Eye News. I'm Ann Ledwig. As you can see outside, it is just a beautiful day outside, so if you haven't already, get out there. Our current conditions, it is sunny, temperature of 54, winds southwest at 7 miles per hour, and our pressure is 29.83 inches and falling. And tonight we're going to have some cloudy skies, a low of 37, and winds south-southwest at 10 miles per hour. Looking in tomorrow, we have some showers at night, a high of 49, and winds west at 7 miles per hour. Looking across the UP, beautiful all around, 42 and cloudy in Sault Ste. Marie, 50 in Manistee, 58 in Escanaba, and 57 in Menominee, and sun all around. Over here, 56 in Iron Mountain, 53 in Ironwood, 57 in Houghton, and back in Marquette, 54 and sunny. Let's take a look at your week ahead. On Thursday, a high of 36, low of 29 and cloudy. Friday, a high of 32, low of 24 and some snow. And on Saturday, a high of 25, low of 14 and some snow showers in the morning. So it is looking to be beautiful for the couple more days, but I hear we also have some great news for the Nordic NMU ski team.
Yes, we do, and they did a very good weekend. Anyway, the NMU Nordic ski teams won the men's and women's overall titles at the NCAA Central Regional Championships over the weekend. Adam Martin won the 20K freestyle with a time of 55 minutes and 41 seconds, as well as the 10K Classic, 25 minutes and 33 seconds, while Nicole Schneider won the 15K freestyle with the time of 55 minutes and 41 seconds, and the 5K Classic with a time of 15 minutes and 49 seconds. On the women's side of things, Kristen Bourne finished second in the 15K freestyle and third in the 5K Classic, while Vivian Hett took second in the 5K Classic and third in the 15K freestyle. NMU will compete in the NCAA National Championships in Jackson, New Hampshire, March 6th through the 11th. Tomorrow, the Marquette Redmen will host the Gladstone Braves at Marquette Senior High School on Senior Night and Parent Night. The Redmen are 16-1 on the year and are number 1 in the UP for Class ABC. The tip-off is scheduled for 7:15. If you can't make it to the game, you can listen live on Good Time Oldies 97.5 and online at gto.fm with coverage starting at 6:45. And in NBA news, the Los Angeles Lakers have fired Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations Jim Buss and replaced him with Magic Johnson. Johnson, the Hall of Famer who spent his collegiate days as a Michigan State Spartan and his professional days as a Los Angeles Lakers, said, quote, "It's a dream come true to return to the Lakers as President of Basketball Operations, working closely with Ginny Buss and the Buss family," end quote. The Lakers currently have the 3rd worst record in the NBA and are coming off the worst season in franchise history at 17-65. And Todd, the Lakers, a lot of fans would consider that last season trash, and I heard you have some more information about trash.
Yeah, trash of a different kind. Usually when receiving a care package from home, a college student can expect some food and other goodies. Well, one student got that plus some. Connor Cox, a student at Westminster College in Pennsylvania, was surprised to receive a care package from home that included some basic food and such, but also garbage, yes, garbage from his mother. When asked, his mother simply told him it was garbage he didn't take out when he was at home on a recent visit.
I guess you can say that was a garbage care package.
Yeah, that's all the time we have for today, though, so make sure to join us for all your news and more here on Public Eye News.
Produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.